I got nothing much to lose. Never get the blues. If you asked me to get up and do it in the room here, I couldn't do it.
Aren't you going to blow out the candles?
I'm lucky if I can get my cigar into my holder. I don't tell jokes. I tell anecdotes and lies, but I don't tell them. Anyway, this is a joke. And it's not a joke, it's a story. It's a true story. It really happened. But on the stage I can, because the audience is so wonderful.
For nearly 8 decades, George Burns was not just a comedian, he was a symbol of American humor itself. By the time he reached the end of his life, his fortune had grown to more than $30 million. His 2 adopted children believed that legacy would pass on to them. But in March 1996, George Burns made a final decision that stunned everyone. He removed his children entirely from his will. Every dollar went elsewhere, leaving behind confusion, anger, and unanswered questions. Friends later whispered that there were betrayals and painful truths Burns never spoke about publicly, and that his final act was shaped by wounds that never truly healed. George Burns was born Nathan Birnbaum on January 20, 1896, in a cramped apartment on New York's Lower East Side. He was the 9th of 12 children in a family that survived on scraps, hand-me-downs, and relentless struggle. His parents were immigrants who worked endlessly just to keep food on the table. Laughter became his escape. Even in poverty, humor filled the rooms, and that instinct stayed with him for life. When his father died suddenly, George was only 8 years old. School ended early, and survival took over. He shined shoes on street corners, sang for spare change, and slept in alleyways when work fell through. Hunger, fear, and rejection became his daily teachers. As a teenager, he drifted through vaudeville, changing names, chasing stages, and failing loudly. He was booed, fired, stranded, and humiliated more times than he could count, but every setback sharpened his instincts. He learned timing from crowds that hated him, toughness from promoters who cheated him, and confidence from surviving nights with nothing but his voice. Reinvention became his weapon. When he finally met Gracie Allen, everything changed. What began as a simple partnership quickly turned into one of the most iconic duos in entertainment history. Gracie's innocent confusion paired with George's calm presence created magic audiences had never seen before. Together, they conquered radio, film, and television. Millions tuned in weekly, laughing at routines that felt spontaneous and real. Behind the scenes, George carefully shaped their success, writing scripts while always giving Gracie the spotlight. Their marriage, like their act, was built on trust, humor, and sacrifice. But it was not without pain. Health issues haunted Gracie for years, and George carried private guilt over mistakes he made during their marriage. When Gracie died in 1964, George was shattered. He continued performing, often speaking to an empty chair on stage, pretending she was still there. The audience laughed, but many also cried. In his later years, George Burns became a legend who refused to fade. He won an Oscar at 80, starred in massive films, performed into his 90s, and lived to see his 100th birthday. Yet his final decision revealed a man shaped by hardship, discipline, and deeply personal values. Instead of leaving his wealth to his children, he donated it to medical centers and charitable organizations. To those close to him, it was not cruelty, but closure. Charity became his last punchline, his final statement about what truly mattered to him. George Burns lived through poverty, fame, love, loss, and reinvention. His humor survived wars, depressions, and generations. And even in death, his choices sparked conversation, proving that his story was never simple, never shallow, and never finished. If you want more powerful stories like this that uncover the hidden truths behind Hollywood legends, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, press the bell icon, and stay connected for stories that history almost forgot.